Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monday stream. We have Flames of Darkness versus Nappers. We have Flames of Darkness starting on the blue side this time. Conversely, we have Nappers starting on the red side. We see some interesting bans here. They are taking away Jin, very strong AD carry, and Graves from the jungle. Now, I would focus on New 2 and the captain on Napper's side, which would be I-20. New 2 and I-20 are going to be the focus of this game. The reason why is because I-20 is going to be jungling, and New 2 has shown very promising results. And I do want to keep an eye on these two key characters, players, I should say, for this game one. Right here we have a flexible pick with Jace. Jace primarily dominates in the top lane, but he is able to go mid lane. Now I'm wondering if I-20 is going to pick his Nocturne. And then there we go. We do have the Nocturne lock in with I-20. Flames of Darkness do favor the Olaf. However, the Olaf hasn't shown that much impact in their games before, but they are undefeated, Flames of Darkness, so perhaps something's working for them. Now, I'm expecting a Nakali or even a Katarina pick here. Akali and Katarina are able to keep up with the Ahri in mid lane. We have Nappers taking away Kaisa from the bottom lane. I expect perhaps a Leona ban? Maybe even a Seraphine ban, taking away those options from Nappers.
sharpening my feathers. Your worst decisions will haunt you. Weak.
Interesting band picks here from Flames of Darkness, taking away the Zaya and the Rail. I don't believe Rail and Zaya are priority picks against Nappers. We have Fallen of 4 hovering over the vein, a hyper carry. I'm hoping that Flames of Darkness brings some crowd control with their support pick. A Sona would be nice, a Seraphine, maybe even the Thresh. Leona is an excellent tank and crowd control support character. And on the other side, we have Lux, also a good crowd control. And with that laser, it's going to hurt. So taking a look at these teams here, I do favor Nappers. They do have the all-in with the Nocturne and the Akali. Vayne is able to poke from the back line. Lux does have the CC with Cho'Gath, the pop-up, versus Leona's stuns. Ari's charm might make an impact, but otherwise the crowd control does lie with Nappers. So I do expect Nappers to have a strong showing in the early game. And let's have a quick break, and we'll load in to Summoner's Rift.
good.
30 seconds until minions
Welcome back, everyone. Good evening. We have a match between the undefeated Flames of Darkness against the 0-2 Nappers. But perhaps Nappers can pull off an upset victory. Now, previously, when we watched Nappers, they did have a rhythm going on in game 2. So perhaps on this game, they want to stick with what they know and what they're comfortable with. That slow progression into the mid and late game. Don't force any fights, and only take fights when you're able to capitalize and get the kill. For our viewers, the first dragon will be Ocean Drake. Again, Nappers are on the red side, Flames of Darkness are on the blue side. Now, I'm interested here in the mid lane. Mewtwo on the Ahri against the Akali. Mewtwo has shown, again, promise in the mid lane. He was actually pretty dominant in one of Flames of Darkness's games, being on the Echo. Now, in the bot lane, Vayne is a slower farm. However, when she does start getting her first and second items, she will become a threat that the Flames of Darkness have to figure out how to stop against. We have much more CC on Napper's side in the form of Lux and Cho'Gath in order to protect that Vayne.
I'm going to chime in here for a little bit as well. Just watching this Nappers team from when they first played to, I believe, the reschedule we had on Friday or Saturday, they've come a long way, and it seems like they maybe have been watching the past streams or VODs for Flames, because they're matching their strategy right now 1-for-1.
Yeah, definitely. They should be isolating this Jace up top. The Jace has been shown on Flames of Darkness's side to be a very potent character, but in team fights. But if you isolate the Jace, you can win your other lanes. It looks like Cho'Gath got a little bit too close to Jace and falls for first blood towards Flames of Darkness. Nappers should know that Olaf is somewhere along this path Things are going down. Now, I can't wait for this Cho'Gath to be all big. It reminds me of Godzilla, and fittingly, this Cho'Gath is in his mech skin, Mecha Godzilla, you can say. And we do have that movie coming out, Godzilla versus Kong. Ari and Akali have reached level 6, so this is where they get their power spike, and we have an engage going down here in mid lane. And just like that, with Akali's ultimate, she does secure the kill on New 2 on the Ari.
So what do you think this early game strat that these two teams are going for? Is it just purely grinding out minions to get gold and some XP, or what do you think they're trying to do?
That is definitely going to be Napper's style of play. They want a nice, slow progression into the middle game. However, for Flames of Darkness, they seem to be playing along with this. They do like that slow progression as well. So perhaps this is going to be quite a matchup that goes to game number 3.
Yeah, and it seems like Nappers is definitely practicing and trying out some new strats. I know that the reschedule we had a couple days ago, they tried out what I'm guessing was some kind of early game strat that unfortunately didn't work out for them. But the next match, they were able to pretty much match, I forget who they were playing against, I think it was DEM, and delay them for a good chunk of the game. And for a while there, we actually thought that they were going to pull it off. But it took almost 30 minutes before things started really happening and kind of going against them.
Yes, definitely. So Nappers, they are, as long as they're comfortable with their game plan here, nice and slow, just funnel the money into the Akali or even the Vayne. They have so many win conditions here, and they do have Nocturne as well. He is building up in strength, going for the lethality build, which I do like on the Nocturne. As for ward control, Nappers are lighting up their sides of the map pretty well. We have an exchange going down mid lane here. Ari just is able to get away, but the ignite does go down, and she does fall once more to the Akali.
Yeah, she couldn't get those heals off quite in time, but I don't really think it would have mattered. I think they knew she was going to go down, otherwise they would have kept the chase up.
Yeah, and I didn't agree with Ari ulting back in once before dashing out. That was a misplay by Ari that might provide Nappers the condition to get into that very strong Akali win condition. Because once Akali starts getting her items, she's going to start deleting people off the map, including this Misfortune and including the Jace up top. However, down in bot lane, Misfortune is farming pretty comfortably against the Vayne. I'm hoping Nocturne provides some support down here before Misfortune gets out of control. An exchange going down in top lane. Jace and Cho'Gath falling once more. Nocturne does have the Rift Herald. I wonder if he's going to drop it here in the top lane, provide some early pressure to the Jace. And remember, keeping that Jace isolated and away from team fights could be another thing that Nappers want to do. And wow, so much has happened just in the past 30 seconds. Flames of Darkness have taken the first Drake. Next Drake will be Infernal.
Sorry, little guy.
Not a significant goal difference just yet. The kill counts are relatively low at this point of the game. So again, just slow and steady. However, the longer this game goes, the stronger that Vayne will get. Vayne is a late game hyper carry. Cho'Gath does have to be careful here. He is taking a lot of damage from the Jace. Has to flash out, but I don't think it's enough. Jace chooses not to pursue Cho'Gath, interestingly enough. Lux is in trouble here. Nocturne is also trying to provide some support here. Dives in onto the Misfortune. Misfortune gets deleted. Lux ultimate comes in. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And Leona, the support, actually gets the double kill. Ari did come down, but she left the Kali, and the Kali did go up and take care of that Jace. Nappers are slowly pulling ahead.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering right there. I was like, man, where is I-20's teammates? But him getting that double kill for himself and then being able to split off the Flames of Darkness for his other teammates to take up a top lane, that was a very good call.
Vayne has completed the Kraken Slayer. For our viewers, the Kraken Slayer, every third attack deals true damage, and Vayne already has her silver bolts that do true damage on every third attack, so it synergizes really well with her kit. Misfortune ults, but Vayne is able to get out with a good, still amount of good health. No worries there. Nappers, they do have a relatively healthy bot, mid, and top tower.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Flames are trying to push that bottom tower pretty heavy. They're getting closer to it every time we spectate down there, so it's only going to be a matter of time before they get it. So I think Nappers need to start focusing some towers as well.
Flames of the Darkness are committing more resources and more gold into warding this bottom side of the map. They don't want Nocturne to stall and push back this Misfortune, who still has a healthy minion lead over Vayne. Looks like Ari is in trouble once more. Ari does fall to 0 and 3. I-20 is providing a lot of assistance to this Akali, and perhaps we're going to see some damage onto this mid turret. Jace and Olaf are making their way down, but Cho'Gath is in fast pursuit behind them. This can get ugly for Flames of Darkness if they're not careful. Leona, the support, actually gets the shutdown goal on Akali. But in exchange, Nappers do get the Inferno Drake. Cloud Drake will now be the dragon from now on. That does benefit Lux. Lux will have that very low cooldown laser. We can see that, again, Flames of Darkness are sinking a lot of money into these control wards. 2 already on Leona, 1 on Misfortune, another on Ari, and 2 for Jace.
Oh, looks like
they
Nappers.
really want to know. Yeah, they want to know where this Nocturne is, because Nocturne can't ult from very far away.
And Nappers are going to get the first tower.
Vayne was committed in getting that turret, but does pay with her life. A valiant attempt by Lux trying to down that Misfortune, but not enough damage on her, and she does fall.
Flames is beginning to catch up, so this is a very interesting matchup so far.
Jace is in a bad position right here. Does lose the scuttle to the Akali. It looks like Flames will be able to trade turret for turret. There's an exchange going on here for the Rift. Darkness falls, and so is Akali, but Nocturne is turning the tide around. And Nocturne versus Ari. I believe Ari will be able... Oh my goodness!
That sliver of health, oh man.
Nocturne's Umber Blades does provide him healing. That's probably what saved him from getting downed by the Ari. And now we have Cho'Gath summoning a Rift Herald that's just as big as him. Probably thinking like a kaiju, perhaps, if you will. And we're gonna have another turret down for Nappers, and it's marching towards the inner turret. And mid turret does fall as well. Things are looking good for Nappers here. They do have the Vayne, who is trying to push into this mid turret. They are committing 3 Flames of Darkness against this Cho'Gath. It's like monster hunting right here. And Godzilla does fall. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, so they will catch the Vayne if Leona's able to pounce on her with her E. There she goes. Vayne falls, and Akali might be next. Nocturne trying to provide some cover here. Gets Leona. And yep, there we go. There's the ace. I did not agree with the Nocturne going in on that 1v3.
No, and I was thinking as soon as the top lane died, Napper should have pulled back. They had a very good trade there. They got a lot of kills. They got a couple turrets. They should have pulled back and just, you know, settled down a little bit. I think they got a little overconfident there and they paid for it.
Again, that goes to my comment before. Don't force any fights if you're not able to secure the kill. And we may have a little trouble here with Cho'Gath once more going in on this 1v3 that I don't agree with. It looks like they are able to turn it around. Lux here is providing some cover for Cho'Gath.
Oh my god.
Pings are going down for Cloud Drake that is spawning soon. The only thing trying to provide some vision around this area and give her team a chance to come back into this.
Flames is coming back, but I gotta give it to Nappers. Their response is very good.
This can be dangerous for Nappers here for the bot lane. Lux and Vayne gotta get out before Leona catches up with them. Ahri's ult will be coming up soon for this team fight. But it looks like Nappers will concede this first Cloud Drake to Flames of Darkness. They want to play slow, they don't want to force anything here, but Cho'Gath might be in trouble? Perhaps not. They do back off. Nappers are moving as a group, but I do believe they should split push in order to provide some more pressure and push against these turrets and maintain that lead, or else Flames will just push back. Vision on the map right now is relatively even. Cho'Gath has built that Thornmail to defend against Jace, Olaf, and the Misfortune, so he will be the designated tank. And he is sitting at, let's take a look here. He is sitting just a little bit over 3,000 health, so he's gonna be a chunky Mecha Godzilla up here. Here we can see Flames of Darkness doing that split push method. Ahri is pushing that bot lane while Nappers are trying to dance around this Baron. Nappers are committing too many resources to try to get this Ahri. They have to respond accordingly and not commit too many resources, or else they're just gonna fall behind. This can be bad for Leona. She's been spotted out. Macaulay dives onto the Misfortune here, but she has gone way too deep.
Huge team fight.
That did go in Napper's favor. They were able to take out this misfortune, and the Vayne stayed in a relatively safe position underneath or even behind the Cho'Gath, and was just piercing everyone in sight. And now it looks like they're trying to go for this Baron.
Yeah, they need to capitalize on this. They already got a turret, they got a good exchange down there, so they might as well start going for some other stuff on the map, get even stronger.
Looks like they will back off slightly. This could be bad for Vayne. It's all just fine. Cho'Gath is continuing to build that armor again to defend against the Misfortune, Jace, and Olaf. Ahri will be taken out. It was inevitable. Nocturne does have to be careful. He's brought really low. Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So in exchange for Cloud Drake, Flames of Darkness are up 3 members. This can be their opportunity to push some more lanes, mid and bottom respectively, and get some damage on these turrets.
That one fight right there has basically brought them back to being even again.
Yeah, so what Nappers need to do is either slow down of the fights or don't fight at all until they're comfortable or catch someone out. Nocturne did catch out the Ahri, and that could have been a 5v4, but Nocturne was brought down too low and had to back off from that Drake fight. And he was needed in that Drake fight, but it was too little too late when he came back. Again, he's going for that Ahri. Mewtwo is just being targeted over and over again.
Just absolutely bullied.
Because Nappers realize that Mewtwo is a very strong mid lane, and if they can shut down Mewtwo, that's just one thing off of the win condition for Flames of Darkness.
It seems like both these teams are searching for each other for another team fight. It looks like they found him.
But again, Nappers, they're not in the right position to fight. Their members aren't in ideal positions right now. Vayne has completed her third item, Mortal Reminder. Paired with the Blade of the Rune King and Kraken Slayer, expect her to do a lot of damage. Looks like Nappers are trying to quickly down this Baron. And Flames of Darkness are trying to respond in time. Jace and Olaf will not make it there though. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That Lux laser practically took more than half of Miss Fortune's health.
That was big. I don't even know this game that much, and that was big.
Nappers are going to push inside blue base, and they can also turn around and get the next Cloud Drake.
And this is kind of the opportunity Nappers have been missing in the other fights. You know, they've been able to capitalize on kills, but they've always been low coming out of it, so they haven't been able to push until now.
And with that huge Mechagodzilla in the face of Flames of Darkness, there's not much that they can do because the hit has fallen.
Seems like Nappers are learning from their previous encounters, and they're pulling back once they started getting a little too low on health.
However, they do have to be careful though, because they did burn a lot of their ultimates in that Baron fight, so they're not up for this Cloud Dragon fight. And Vayne is somewhat low. They have to be careful. And just like that, she is taken out by Jace. But just because Vayne's gone doesn't mean they have more weapons. Nocturne and Akali clean up the fight. An ace for Nappers, and this will be their third dragon of the game. Now we have a line of super minions marching into the base. And now Flames of Darkness, they have to be a little bit more defensive now. It appears Miss Fortune is looking to build a Guardian Angel. Would be very beneficial for Flames of Darkness in case the Nocturne or Akali dive onto her. Give her a second chance to come up and turn the tides in a team fight. This Cho'Gath is huge right now. Over 5,000 health and over 200 armor on him. He's definitely Mechagodzilla right now. Jace will be caught. But Akali does fall from the Misfortune ult. And here comes Nocturne. Once again, they take away the Vayne, but there's just too many win conditions for Nappers. And it looks like we are getting a surrender
Surrender,
vote
yeah.
by Flames of Darkness. It's just a bit too much for them. The Lux ultimate came in, Nocturne, still with his Guardian Angel, flew in and cleaned up. So the first game does go to Nappers, as expected. We're going to take a short break, and hopefully everyone gets some water, does a little stretch, and maybe you can restock on your Valentine's chocolates. And we will come back to you with game number 2 between Nappers and Flames of Darkness. Welcome back, everyone. Good evening. Hopefully, you have plenty of water, plenty of snacks, and Valentine's Day chocolates. We are in game two of Phoenix College Nappers versus South Mountain slash Chandler Gilbert Flames of Darkness. We see right off the bat, they did take away that Nocturne and Mecha Godzilla. So I'm interested in what I-20 has up his sleeve. Perhaps a Graves jungle? I do expect Victor to pick a tanky. Yes, there we go. A tanky top lane. We have a Darius with his bleeds and his dunks. We'll see if Victor does have that dunk skin on Darius. Now, Jace is still available for the top lane for Flames of Darkness. However, I'm hoping to see something else. The Olaf, staple for Flames of Darkness, but not necessarily the win condition for them. I-20 could also perhaps pick a Kindred. Kane, very mobile jungler right here. Does quite decent damage as well. Now, yep, there we go. We have the Akali pick. That was not banned out, and Akali did really well in the first game. But we do have a sub for the mid lane for Flames of Darkness. So we'll see how the Akali does. How interesting. Looks like we may have a Gragas top or a Gragas mid. Very flexible picks. Morgana is expected to be the support, but you can also be the mid lane. Sorry for those that jungle with Morgana. I believe that Olaf will be harding in the jungle instead. Flames of Darkness are taking away the Lux. They did not like all those lasers, especially with the Cloud Drake reducing the ultimate cooldowns. So they don't want to face that anymore. Nappers are taking away the Kaisa. Pretty safe priority ban right there. I wonder if they're going to be banning the Vayne on Flames of Darkness. Again with the rail pick. That's two targeted supports. I'm wondering if Nappers are gonna try to ban the Misfortune just to put Flames of Darkness kind of. Oop, we have the Fizz pick. I'm not sure why, because Gragas does show to be mid or top. We have a hover over a Jace. Now that really makes the team that Flames of Darkness have very flexible. They do have a very strong front line. Whoever is going to be the carry for Flames of Darkness, they're going to be relatively safe. The Gragas can disengage, Jace can whack them out, and Morgana can stun them in place and provide a shield for the carry. For Nappers, we do have the Philios and the Janna. Relatively safe lane. Janna can use her Whirlwind to blow back any engages. I'm not sure if Twitch would be the best against this lineup here. I would have been fine if they picked Misfortune. Twitch does have that range. This is a lot to dissect here for Flames of Darkness. Looks like they're trying something a little bit new, a little bit more defensive and tanky. They will definitely favor a slow game. Meanwhile, for Nappers, we do see nothing unusual, but their win conditions are going to favor more on the Kali and the Kane. So there's going to be pressure on the I-20 and What Name 17 to give that early boost in damage and the gold lead. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back, and we'll be in Summoner's Rift. Good evening, everyone. This is a best of three series between Nappers and Flames of Darkness. Nappers did win game number one. They are on the verge of their first win and delivering the first loss to Flames of Darkness. Flames of Darkness are on red side, and Phoenix College's Nappers are on the blue side. For those that were wanting to invade, it looks like there won't be any unless it's a late invade. So no early game action just yet. Looks like Kane is starting here. The Wraith camp, moving down to red. And Olaf's just the standard, starting at blue side and making his way up top. Now for mid lane, Akali versus Gragas. Akali is not going to get as many kills as she did against the Ahri. Gragas is a bit more defensive, so Akali has to find some early gold elsewhere. Perhaps roaming, or perhaps assistance from the Kayn in order to down this Gragas. Up top here, Darius is playing a little hide and seek with Jace.
I'm gonna want that.
And for our viewers, the first Drake will be Earth Drake. That will benefit Flames of Darkness slightly more than it would Nappers, only because they do have the Gragas Olaf. Early gank here up top, forcing the flash from Darius. Looks like they will be meeting here in the river. Darius is in trouble. I don't know why he pulled everyone towards him and made him a target. But First Blood do go in favor of Flames of Darkness. What Nappers need to do is just kind of do a repeat of their first game. Just slow down everything. Don't force any fights unless you can secure it. Twitch and Morgana do the first back. That might give Aphelios and Janna some more room to farm. Kane off just past each other, but looks like there is some trouble in the bot lane as they do dive onto the Janna. And both of them will fall. Double kill going towards Flames of Darkness onto that Twitch. This isn't the best start for Nappers, but they are able to recover from this. It looks like I just missed Jace taking down God King Darius. So 4-0 for Flames of Darkness. Gragas is catching up to Sakali, almost taking her down. She has to use her Shroud in order to get away. This is a complete turnaround from game number 1, where Akali was able to get a kill onto the mid lane by level 6, but we're at level 7 between Gragas and Akali, and Akali is not doing as hot as she was. Flames of Darkness are going to be getting this dragon essentially for free as Kane goes back to gain some items. And Aphelios and Jen are in no position to contest it.
Red team has
All right, so it does look like Nappers are able to get their first kill on the Jace with the help of Kane. Flames of Darkness are, just like the first game, are committing a lot of gold into wards. They want to take a look at where Kayn is, if there's any ganks from Akali, or any roams by the Darius. So that vision is paying off. And plus they have the gold in order to spend that anyway. So good investments right here for Flames of Darkness. This is not a good place for Darius or the Akali. Akali has to use the Shroud in order to escape and ults across the wall. Gragas wants this Akali really bad, and she is going to fall. A lot of gold being funneled in to the mid and bot lane, and it looks like Nappers, they're going to need an answer for this more aggressive style.
Yeah, Nappers need to come up with something. Flames really seem like they want to shut this game down early. And as more time goes on, Nappers are losing ways to win this.
It looks like Olaf mistakenly summoned the Rift Herald. But it is going to make its way to the mid lane. Perhaps it was intentional, putting pressure on the Akali here. Twitch is pulling ahead in the minion kills against the Aphelios, and Twitch is the first one to complete the Kraken Slayer here. Now, Twitch's Kraken Slayer synergizes really well with his Q. His Q, for those that are not familiar with Twitch, is when he goes invisible. Then when he reappears, he gains attack speed. Felix and Jenna are gonna be in a pinch here. They've overextended, and it looks like they're gonna pay with their lives. Infernal Drake has landed, and Olaf is starting to chip away at it. Kayn, meanwhile, is trying to defend this bot lane. Akali does fall to the drunk man here. This appears to be very one-sided. This is the answer that Flames of Darkness have. The next Drake will be Cloud Drake. And more gold goes to the Twitch. He is a force to be reckoned with. Originally, Nappers could have waited until mid-game to worry about the Twitch, but now the Twitch just has so much gold funneled onto him, and they get the first turret as well. Oh my goodness, that combination from Gragas, finally throwing that casket onto Akali's dead corpse, and he does go 4-0. And it looks like they're going to take this second tower. Much quicker game than the first one. Flames of Darkness are going to try to tighten the noose around Nappers, accelerating this game and narrowing the time window for Nappers to recover.
Yeah, Flames are really starting to take this game away. What do you think Nappers could do to kind of turn this around for them?
Nappers, they should try to contain this Twitch, because if this Twitch is allowed to just get more kills and get more minions, there is nothing really that they can stop. They don't have as much crowd control. They only have Janna with her whirlwind, really, and Darius is stuck up top against the Jace. Gragas really wants this kill. It's a 1v3, and they will easily get the kill on the Akali. I did not agree with that 1v3. Kane trying to eliminate that Jace, but it cost him his life. And looks like they're going to try to get this Rift Herald. Meanwhile, bot lane, no help is coming for this, and Janna has fallen. This game can definitely be over before the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, it seemed like Nappers was starting to get aggressive way too late to really kind of start getting this turned around for them. Defeater, I believe, was also the sub for Flames, and what an impact he's had for them.
Yeah, right now the gold lead is at a staggering 12k gold difference. But that doesn't need to be said, really. The kills is 1-16. This is very one-sided. Nappers, all they can really do is try to look forward and prepare for that game 3.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we've seen this Nappers team evolve. We were talking about it last game. And that first match they had was really solid. Obviously, their Nocturne and their Cho was a great strategy for themselves. But it seems like they need to work on now a fallback strategy for when their Nocturne and Cho get banned in the following games.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that I-20 is completely comfortable on the Kane. He hasn't died as much as his teammates, but he hasn't been much of a factor in ganks. As Flames of Darkness do grab their third Drake uncontested. As if Kraken Slayer wasn't scary enough, the Twitch does have Hurricane. More bolts and much more attack speed. They are pushing past the inhibitor turret through mid lane while Jace is working on the top lane.
Yeah, they're not quite strong enough to continue this push right now.
Kane going really aggressive in there, but falls in the process. God King Garrus will follow him. Akali wisely backs away. a dominating performance by Flames of Darkness. They're not going to go down as easily. You have to wonder if that first game that they lost to Nappers kind of awoke something in them.
It definitely seems like it.
There is a 4-level difference between Jace and Darius. Well, no, it's a 3-level difference, but that just showcases more of how one-sided this match is going to be. He just had to be careful. He almost got punched a lot by the super minions.
Yeah, you know, I really think at this point, Flames have kind of sealed this game. I don't really think there's much Nappers can do to come back from this. The only thing they can do right now, I would think, is to just delay the game as long as possible and, like you said earlier, try to come up with a strategy for the next game.
Let's see if Twitch can get the next kill. He does get the quadra kill, but bleeds. God King Darius doing it all himself. And now we have a Viking and a Drunk Man going in and eliminating the Nexus right here. We're going to game 3, everyone. Hopefully you have enough chocolates and Hershey Kisses. We will see how it goes down. Will Flames of Darkness fall in game 3? Or will Nappers remain winless? We'll take a break. Again, stretch, grab some water, and I'm excited for this game 3 and seeing how both teams respond to these games. Welcome back, everyone. This is Game 3, Nappers versus Flames of Darkness. Both teams are on the verge of game point. We'll see if Flames of Darkness can remain undefeated, or if Nappers can deliver the first loss. Right away, just like last time, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Nocturne and Cho'Gath banned away. We do have a little bit of a difference now. Urgot going to be in the top lane against the Jace. Hopefully Victor is more comfortable on this champion. God King Darius kind of struggled against the Jace. And let's see what I-20 is going to pull out of his repertoire of junglers. Cardless jungle. That is quite bold of I-20, especially since it's game number 3. I expect perhaps an Echo or some sort of assassin mid lane or defeater. Settling for the Gragas. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Just we have the same kind of lineup from game number 2. Wow, we have the Viego coming into the game now for Nappers. Now I wonder if Nappers will ban out the Twitch.
But all my lifetimes would have brightened your day.
Yeah. They seem to be focusing bans on the Lulu. I'm not exactly sure why. There's the Twitch ban that I expected. Kaisa is still out there. There she is. Let's see if Fallen locks her in. Now, in response, Misfortune did fairly well in the first game. Ooh, we have a Yasuo bot lane. That's going to put some aggression onto that Kaisa. The wind wall is going to block all her shots. Instead, of course, yes, going back to the Misfortune. Leona would be nice here. I know, going back to that first game. More crowd control, of course. There we go. Now, I do want some more crowd control for Nappers. Perhaps a Seraphine or a Thresh. If they want to go bold, they went bold with Karthus. Perhaps they can get maybe a Blitzcrank. Wow. Oh my goodness, we have the Bard. Those ultimates are going to be something to look for. Bard's ultimate puts every champion, ally, or enemy within its stasis. So either it could be clutch or it could be trolly. We'll figure it out. Just looking at the lineups, I am favoring Flames of Darkness, but my heart really wants Nappers to be the underdog and get that first win and deliver that first loss. Twitch viewers, go ahead and put in your picks for this game number 3, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. And straight off the bat, we have Flames of Darkness moving as a pack towards blue buff here. They're maybe looking for a steal or just wanting to see what this Karthus is doing. Reminder, this is game number 3 between Nappers and Flames of Darkness. Nappers are back on the red side. Flames of Darkness on the blue side. I'm hoping to see some entertaining ultimates from this Bard in Dragon Pit or even the Baron Pit. And we'll see if we can get there. Karthus does have to be careful. He's getting kind of low here. The barrel from Gragas here does force the flash from Viego. Oh my goodness, Bard with the first blood on the Leona. But Misfortune does retaliate and take down Kaisa. Once again, Gragas does show some dominance in the mid lane, taking down Viego. Hopefully, we can see a little bit more fight back from Nappers. And we don't see another 20-1 game. Here we have Bard just collecting his little guys. Diego is just being bullied right here in the mid lane. Olaf coming in and getting the kill. Karthus also falls to the Jace. This is not looking good for Nappers here. Jace with the red buff is gonna put some damage onto Urgot and the tower here. The first dragon will be Earth Drake. And it looks like Olaf is going to start it. Gragas is moving down here towards the bot lane. Bard just gets smashed by the Misfortune here. Jace showing some dominance with that red buff, managing to kill the Urgot. And Flames of Darkness, they're looking to repeat game number 2. Karthus tries to gank on the Gragas, pays for his life, and gets out safely. This is not an exchange that we want for Nappers here. It's only going to end in pain as Karthus falls for the 3rd time. Oh, Mon. Oh, man. Jace is cleaning up very well up here. Despite a weaker game 1, but now game 2 and 3, it looks like Jace is definitely gonna have to be a priority ban for any future games against Flames of Darkness. And Gragas body slams Diego, taking him out and looking to get some plates off this mid turret. Karthus just barely got level 6, but looks like this mid turret will fall relatively early. Karthus just flashes out a little bit too late. And just like that, the drunk man gets another kill. It's going down to choosing your fights wisely. Going in on a questionable re-engage, is costing Nappers right now. Inferno Drake has landed. You know, going in on the Kaisa, slamming the ultimate down. A lot of damage is being put onto Kaisa. Misfortune does have her ultimate. She's just probably lining up for a better shot. With the cavalries coming in.
Looks like they're gonna chase.
But Gragas is coming in, and he's dishing a lot of damage with those barrels of alcohol.
Oh no, they're gonna get stuck down here again.
I believe Gragas is about to get a triple kill. Leona is able to stick the Viego. Gragas is he's big already, but he's even bigger with 7 kills under his gut right now, and they're going for this Inferno Drake. Misfortune has completed her Gale Force, and looks like we're gonna have Ocean Drake for the rest of the game. That's going to greatly benefit the Gragas, increase that healing, and that allows him to go back into team fights or just one-on-one engages, even 2-on-1 engages, and secure even more kills under his gut. Gragas is so bold, he's going into their jungle and trying to catch this Karthus.
He's gonna get him.
And he is looking for more, as he does have the ability to toss his barrel and catch this Kaisa, perhaps, or even the Bard. Bard throws the stasis on himself and Leona, but it is not going to save anyone, really.
Looks like
As
Flames.
Diego is about to fall as well.
It looks like
Cascade
Flames is
is
gonna push
out.
this bottom lane. No, now they're starting to split off. Maybe they're gonna go for Drakes, more Drakes.
Yeah, Ocean Drake will be coming up later in the game. Jace is just relaxing up here. Very comfortable CS lead against the Urgot. Gragas is going ghost hunting again. They're just taking over all the camps on the side of Nappers. All of the outer turrets for Nappers have fallen.
Yeah, and I-20 has really been shut down for Nappers this match. He really hasn't been able to do much.
Yeah, ever since they've taken away the Nocturne from I-20. The scoreboard for Flames of Darkness are starting to look like area codes right now. We have 808. We might have some other ones coming in too. Misfortune is nearly double the CS of Kaisa. But in game one, she also had a dominant performance over the Vayne. It's really been jungle and middle that have been the determining factors for each of these games. Game one, it was the Nocturne and the Akali. And these two games, it's been the Gragas and Olaf that has really put the hurt on this Karthus. I mean, I-20 hasn't been himself in these games.
You know, and I do like what Nappers did. They at least changed it this game. You know, they had what name watching mid like they did last time, but when he started to not be able to handle it, they did start to band together and see if they could get something going. You know, it hasn't really seemed like it worked out, but they at least tried something new.
And we've seen in previous games, Nappers, they prefer the slow style of gameplay, but this game has fallen out of their control and out of their hands, and Flames of Darkness are taking the wheel right now, and they are just feasting right now. I don't even think Flames of Darkness care about the Ocean Drake right now. They just want the turrets and the inhibitors.
Yeah, I think they're trying to shut down this game. I think that's the first time Gragas has died.
Yep. 11, 1, and 10 on that Gragas. Diego picking up some kills for himself. They're chasing this Misfortune, but the Olaf is just going to pound from behind, and
Yeah, it's kind of like they ran past him and then forgot about him.
Bard just picking up some more of his meeps right now. The turrets for Flames of Darkness are relatively healthy and, of course, still standing.
Ah, man. Those stuns, they've really shut down I-20.
You have to wonder if Flames of Darkness were just trying to feel out the game style and gameplay of Nappers the first game. That's why they did fall, but after that, once they did their homework, they've turned it around pretty single-handedly without really much of a turnaround from Nappers.
Yeah, you know, I was really surprised that Nappers didn't ban the Gragas and Olaf. Olaf hasn't done as much this round as he did last game, but I was really surprised the Gragas didn't get banned.
This is similar to the game that Flames of Darkness had against Int and Steel, where they did lose one game, but they came back and won the next two games. Only one Nexus turret remains standing between Flames of Darkness and their next win. Looks like they're just gonna grab some more coin and grab Baron, and then they'll march back into red base.
Yeah, Nappers are not going down without a fight. You know, Flames, they surrendered that first match, but Nappers want to take this all the way to the end.
And this can be beneficial for Nappers. They will face Flames of Darkness once more this season. So perhaps by then they can look back at some of these games and try to decipher what to do against Flames of Darkness. It was a valiant effort from Nappers. They do deserve some recognition and respect for winning game number 1. But here we are. Flames of Darkness are pounding on the Nexus, and they will remain undefeated.
Yeah. Good games by all competitors. Flames of Darkness still undefeated. Nappers still looking for that next win, but after watching how they've progressed these last 3 weeks, I think Nappers is going to get their win here very soon. That first game was very dominating by Nappers towards the end. They just need to work on a fallback strategy when their first strategy gets banned.
Most definitely, and Nappers will face their opponents from the beginning of the season. They'll be facing DEM, and Flames of Darkness will be facing their old rivals again, Instant Steel. And we'll see if Flames of Darkness can maintain that win streak, and if Nappers are able to get their first win against DEM next week.
Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting matchup. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to follow, be on the lookout for our next games throughout the week, and we'll catch you later. Anything else you want to say?
Most definitely. No, but hopefully next week we'll have Swan back. I believe Swan probably ate too much chocolates and is recovering from that. So hope to have Swan back with me on the casting desk. And have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you next time.